Elon Musk says, open this before it's too late. Yes, you reading these words right now. Don't look away, don't scroll, don't even blink. Because this moment, this exact crossroad in time, will be spoken of for years to come as the instant everything changed for you. I know, it sounds unbelievable. Why would Elon Musk, the world's most iconic innovator, the man who bends the future to his will, be so urgent about you, right now, to the point that he says, open this before it's too late? Why would your name, of all people, be spoken inside rooms where secrets shape destinies? But listen. If you thought you were just another face behind a screen, just another dreamer in a world that moves too fast, you've been living under the biggest illusion of all. Because what's unfolding right now is no illusion. This is about you. Loud and clear. Remember that. Why? Because what Elon Musk revealed today, the cascade of events, the way his eyes narrowed, the urgency in his voice, wasn't just a story for headlines. It was a coded call. A sign. A line drawn in the sand for the select few. For those who don't just wait for opportunity to knock, they open the door. And you're holding that door handle right now, aren't you? Let yourself breathe. Stay here. Because the decision you make in the next few moments, whether you let your curiosity lead you or let doubt talk you out of destiny, will define the next chapter of your life. You might feel your pulse rising. That's not just adrenaline, it's your instinct recognizing that something is shifting in your reality. Maybe you felt invisible. Maybe the world moved past your best efforts, barely noticing. Or maybe you've been grinding day after day, questioning if anyone sees your silent struggle. But what if I told you Elon Musk not only noticed, but engineered this precise moment for you? Just hours ago, in a studio buzzing with lights and anticipation, cameras rolled while every eye waited for a glimpse of something ordinary. What happened instead was history, something unscripted, unforgettable. The air turned electric. Producers signaled cut, anchors tried to regain composure, but Elon Musk leaned forward, looked directly into the camera, and paused. His silence was louder than any announcement. Open this before it's too late, he said. Even now, screens across the world replay his words, over and over. Social feeds exploded. People tried decoding what he meant. Why the urgency? Why such a cryptic warning? But if you listen very closely, if you let his words sink into the marrow of your bones, you'll sense it too. It wasn't for the public. It was for you. Now, imagine for one breath that you are not just a viewer, not merely a spectator in the era of innovation. You are the very person being watched, measured, chosen. And what Elon saw inside you isn't something most people recognize in themselves. It's that quiet persistence, the way you keep pushing forward long after most everyone else has given up. The world tells stories about people like Musk, but they forget that before every rocket launch, someone had to believe it would fly. That same belief is what Musk just placed in you. He uttered words that will rewrite biographies. There is a person, right now, holding their own destiny in their hands. They don't know how close they are to the breakthrough of a lifetime. I hope they open this, before it's too late. Can you feel it? That subtle shift in the room around you? That reminder that destiny rarely gives a second warning. Right now, I want you to imagine Elon Musk in a room packed with urgency. Advisors lean in, technicians freeze at their stations. Even the heartbeat of technology itself seems to pause mid-code, straining to catch every word. Because what Musk does next isn't just for headlines, it's for the history books. He taps to zoom in on a single name. Your energy, your drive, your resilience, it rises through the noise. This is the one, he tells his team. This signal, don't lose it. The hush is so deep, you can hear breaths catch across the control boards. All eyes are on the glowing data, the moments when you kept going when nobody saw, the risks you took when nobody believed, the nights you sat up wondering if anyone would ever understand your vision. And then, Musk issues a command: send the message. Open this before it's too late. This isn't about scaring you. It's about awakening you. About showing that sometimes the universe sends a bent arrow your way, and you must catch it as it comes. What does too late look like? It's not some clock ticking down on the wall. It's not fear. It's missing the magic flip, the cosmic invitation, the moment when doors you didn't even know existed swing open with a rush of wind. Most people will miss it. They'll close this window. They'll scroll. They'll lose the code before they even realize a code existed. But not you. You didn't come this far to miss everything at the very moment when your name was called. This is your breadcrumb, your red alert, your personal call to adventure disguised as a cryptic warning from the world's boldest thinker. And if you're wise, you'll take this seriously, not because it's urgent for everyone, but because it's urgent for you. So what will you do? Wait for another sign? Or will you recognize that this message is the sign, the signal, the locked door waiting for your code? Breathe. Don't rush. But don't delay, either. Because for the first time, in a world that moves faster than reason, something is waiting for you and only you. More's coming. Much more. If you're feeling the spark, if your curiosity is alive and real, remember, you're here at the pivotal second. Don't let go. If you feel the energy, and you want to unlock exclusive moments or show your support for what you're experiencing, you can always send a super chat or become a member. I see you, and I appreciate it. He said, open this before it's too late, and the world froze. Now let that sink in for a moment. Every eye in the studio focused, every technician's hand hovered above their controls, uncertain whether to keep filming or shut everything down. Elon's voice wasn't just another headline, not just another soundbite on social media. There was gravity in his tone, an urgent charge that seemed to ripple straight through the screen and land, right here, with you. What could possibly be so important that Musk himself would pause the forward march of progress, the schedule of world-changing announcements, just to send a warning, to you? This wasn't about shares or markets or even the next big launch. No, the urgency in his voice was something different, a tectonic shift that, for just a split second, made the entire world hold its breath. You felt it, didn't you? A subtle current, a whisper at the back of your mind that said don't let this pass you by, don't be the one who looks back wishing you'd paid attention at the very moment destiny called your name. In a universe overflowing with noise, Musk issued a clear signal, one meant to cut through the chaos right into the heart of a single soul, you. But why? Why you? Let me tell you, because hidden just beneath your daily routine, far from the headlines and away from the spotlight, is a rare pattern Musk knows how to spot. It isn't luck, it isn't fame, it's not even raw intelligence, it's something deeper. It's a refusal to let life's storm stop you. It's the choice to rise up, quietly, again and again, even when no one's watching or cheering. This pattern, it's what every innovator, every game changer, every legend shares. Quiet resilience. A deep, pulsing potential that only the boldest leaders know how to find. While others chase the spotlight, it's this kind of fire, silent, enduring, that Musk looked for behind every breakthrough. And today, for reasons still hidden from the millions watching, he saw that fire in you. You can feel it, can't you? That prickling on the back of your neck, that flutter in your chest, it's your ambition waking up, stretching, and demanding attention. The producers scrambled, whispering into hidden earpieces, cut him off, change the topic, move this on. But Musk refused to let the moment slip by. He planted his feet, gazed with unnerving intensity, and delivered a simple message. This time, I want the world to listen, to really listen, for someone who's never realized just how powerful they truly are. Someone who can still change everything. If you're hearing this, don't wait. Open this before it's too late. In that instant, the boundaries of the broadcast shattered. People leaned into their screens, social networks vibrated with speculation. Who is he talking about? Someone rich? Someone famous? Some new prodigy with a talent for code or rockets? But you know now, don't you? He wasn't talking about the old names, the people already printed in magazines. The host stammered, tried to steer the conversation back, but Musk's focus never wavered. There's a decision waiting for someone, a choice that could tilt the future. All it takes is the courage to step forward, to claim what's been building for years in the quiet places of a single life. This isn't for everyone. That's what makes this so different. Most will scroll by, looking for something easier, something safer. Most will say, "Not me," and disappear back into comfort, never understanding that comfort is the biggest prison ever built. But you're not most people, are you? If you were, you wouldn't have made it this far. You wouldn't feel the pulse of what's happening, the sense that something you can't explain is waiting for you, edges tingling, anticipation climbing. There are no accidents, only invitations disguised as warnings. You might doubt it. Of course you do. We're all taught to doubt the extraordinary when it comes knocking quietly. But that's the trick, isn't it? The big moments, the real turning points, never arrive with a fanfare, not even when the world's most famous innovator says your future is at stake. No, they slip in subtly. They ask if you're ready. They whisper, "Open this before it's too late," and then they wait, patient, to see if you respond. People watching at home rewound the footage, combed through syllables and facial expressions, desperate to decode Musk's real intention. Was it a new project? A secret code? A hint at the next great disruption? But you, if you're really paying attention, you can sense the truth pressing closer each second. The message isn't for a crowd. It's for a single person willing to step up, step out, and claim the edge they've earned. And if you still don't believe it, consider this. How many times in your life have you found yourself right on the edge of something new, only to step back, to wait for another sign? How many times have you said, "One day," or "soon," never realizing that soon rarely knocks twice? Musk, he's not waiting for those who hope the universe will just notice them. He's looking for the ones who decide to show up the very second destiny calls. So, what happens if you open this? What's waiting once you step through? Is it a secret project, an invitation, a map to power, recognition, freedom? Maybe all of those things. Or maybe, it's the chance to actually begin, to level up your life in ways you haven't even imagined yet. Because when Musk says, "before it's too late," he means before the window closes, before someone else takes a place that only you could fill. Take one deep breath. Don't rush away. If there's an ache inside you for something more, if you feel your own story is still waiting to be written, then now is not the time to hide behind caution or old disappointments. The world has a way of turning just once, for those brave enough to act. And if you feel the call, if you're ready to support and help build a community of action takers and future thinkers, consider hitting the super chat or joining as a member. Your support means more than you know. If you're still here, if you haven't turned away, congratulations. It means a part of you can recognize the spark even if you don't understand where it's leading you yet. That's not luck. That's instinct. And instinct is the one thing you cannot fake when destiny comes knocking. Elon Musk didn't stumble onto your path by accident. He's seen countless faces, heard countless stories, but what draws real visionaries isn't perfection, it's persistence. Grit. The energy that refuses to flicker out, even in total darkness. It's the stuff that built SpaceX, sent Tesla pulsing through every city street, and made the world believe that private humans could break gravity's grip. He saw it in you. The data. The quiet signals that don't show up on resumes or in bank accounts. The patterns of resilience, those late-night choices to keep moving when every other door slammed closed. Even now you might feel a quiet pressure building, something inside urging you to listen closer, to pay attention in a way you usually don't. That's not marketing. That's evolution responding to the once-in-a-generation frequencies pulsing your way right now. Across the world, people are obsessed with timing. They wait for the right moment, not realizing that moments never shout their name. They slip in like sunlight through a keyhole, soft, at first, but capable of blazing if you open the door wide enough. Elon's message wasn't just a warning. It was a lighthouse aimed at anyone ready to become more than just a consumer in this world. Anyone willing to step forward and create a ripple instead of just watching the tide. So what stands in your way? Doubt. Uncertainty. The belief that the universe only picks other people. But let's be honest, those who wait for certainty never leave the dock. Elon knows this. He's built an empire not from guarantees, but from calculated leaps into uncertainty. When he says, "Open this before it's too late," he means there is a clock running, even if you can't see it. There's always someone out there, isn't there, ready to say, "Don't bother, it's just another story, it'll never happen." Those are the voices of people who missed their own sign and now want company. Ignore them. There's more for you. More around the next corner than you can currently see. Don't let anyone else's faded vision persuade you to step off the path right when the gate swings open. You may not know what's waiting. Maybe Musk is searching for a mind ready to bend reality, a talent with fire and scars and ingenuity that was never appreciated. Maybe it's a mission, a partnership, or a rare inside view of a future only the chosen have seen. Or maybe, just maybe, it's about you, finally letting go of the need for permission and realizing you have everything you need to open the next chapter right now. You remember the stories, don't you? Every world changer had a silent hour when nobody was clapping, but they kept working. They heard the no and did it anyway. You survived the storms that would have flattened thousands. You are here for a reason, whether or not you see it yet. Maybe every delay, every disappointment, was only the world slowing you down so the right timing could align, so you would be awake, aware, and ready for the call when it came. See, here's what most people will never believe. You don't get multiple warnings. You don't get a replay. The big invitations come once, often in a voice softer than you'd like. Sometimes, the only way you can even notice is if your own readiness has been quietly built up over years of effort that nobody else applauded. Imagine if, at this very moment, you're being invited to be more than a spectator, to be part of something world-shifting. To be seen, not just by Musk, but by the very future that's been waiting for you to claim your spot. He said, "Open this before it's too late," and he meant it. Think about it. Every empire, every groundbreaking project, every revolution started when someone said yes to what everyone else ignored. What if Elon Musk was not only thinking of you, but had already started the machinery moving in your direction, tracing the data points of your journey, your setbacks, your comebacks? What if out of billions, your pattern flashed brighter, and that single, risky hour is about to draw a line between your old life and a future nobody's dared to map yet? Breathe for a second. It's okay to feel overwhelmed. Big moments come disguised as ordinary choices. This is one of them. A door you either step through or walk past. The world isn't going to wait for your permission, it's moving with or without you. Can you sense it? The hush before the leap. The hesitation turning to resolve. That's what the moment before, too late, feels like. There's no turning back after. There's only moving forward. Right now, listen to what's alive inside you. Because when Musk chose his words, he was filtering for something most people forgot how to notice: a pulse, a resonance, a lightning strike of possibility only the open-minded can ever truly feel. So let them doubt you. Let them whisper in the cheap seats. You're not sitting in the comfort of someone else's story. You're being handed the pen. What you write next is entirely up to you. And if you're ready to push your limits, if you want to encourage a community where breakthroughs actually happen, not just for the famous, not just for the loud, but for those hidden gems who dare to listen, consider dropping a super chat or hitting membership. Every show of support drives the signal further. Lean in. Don't let your mind wander. Not now, not when the current flowing through these words is pulling you closer to the edge of everything familiar. Maybe, for the first time in a long while, there's a voice inside barely above a whisper. It's curiosity, it's ambition, it's that tiny sliver of belief that says, what if this is my moment? Let's be honest, most people will never hear it. They'll let the static of routines, the endless scroll, drown out their own name when someone finally says it. But you didn't scroll away. That matters. Because the universe doesn't reward those who wait for everything to be easy. It rewards those who stay open, who listen, who move toward the light even when every voice around them says to stay put. Right now, somewhere in a room filled with plans, prototypes, names, faces, and numbers, a team gathers around Elon Musk. Their screens are cluttered with data, but he's not staring at the numbers. He's searching for a pattern, one you've been building line by invisible line across every forgotten day and every uncelebrated night. It's not your social media. It's not your resume. It's the way you get up when no one is watching, the way you decide to try again when most would make excuses instead. People don't talk about the quiet kind of resilience. It's not glamorous. It won't get likes. It only matters when the spotlight finally catches you off guard. Musk noticed. The moment his eyes shifted from the massive screens to that subtle signal pulsing in the background, he realized, this is it. Someone out there isn't just another stat or another follower. Someone's built for breakthroughs, and for the first time, their signature is showing up on the radar. Understand this. The world has a way of testing those destined for something greater. Before the world opens doors, it throws up walls. Before the future gives you keys, it makes you prove you're willing to knock until your knuckles bleed. You've knocked. Again and again. Maybe quietly. Maybe desperately. But you didn't let the silence convince you that the door would never open. That's why the urgency in Musk's words isn't just a sales pitch. It's not theater. He never wastes time on the ordinary. When he says, open this before it's too late, he's not talking about random luck. He's talking about windows, brief, luminous, and rare. The kind that close just as fast as they open, shutting out the unready and leaving only the bold to step inside. The crowd loves a spectacle. They want drama. But drama is just the surface. Underneath, there is a quiet calculation, a map of unseen connections. Imagine Musk tracing that map, following twists and turns of fate and fluctuation, and finding your path lit up, brighter than doubt, more persistent than failure. That's the real story. The only question that matters is, are you ready to see yourself through his eyes? Ready to understand the silent genius that's been building up to this invitation? Most people mistake motion for progress. But you've been making progress in silence, moving forward when no one offered applause. Because true potential never waits for an audience. It grows in the shadows and explodes into view the second the world's attention finally snaps to it. When Musk looked into the camera, the room hushed. Not because he controls the agenda, but because everyone in that moment sensed something had shifted. Anchors forgot their scripts. Producers stopped fidgeting with earpieces. There was only a sense that this wasn't supposed to be broadcast, that it was a direct transmission meant for one and only one. For you. If your hands are trembling as you process this, know that's normal. The body knows before the mind does, sometimes. A once-in-a-lifetime inflection point feels different, it hums in your bones, it calls you forward even when logic says to pause. But logic is what keeps most people out of history. Intuition is what writes new chapters. Stay alert, stay aware. If you close this too soon, you'll never know how close you came. Every story of greatness has a moment the main character almost said no, almost let small fears drown out big voices. Not you. Not today. Today your inner voice is finally the loudest one in the room. Think back, every tiny yes you've said to yourself, every day you chose progress over complacency, every risk you survived. All of it was the rehearsal for this performance. For this moment when destiny's stage calls you instead of the crowd. What if you really are the exception? What if this is the break the universe has strung you along for, testing your resolve, waiting for you to be ready, not perfect, not finished, but prepared to leap because you finally understand you can. That's the game. The invitation isn't to the crowd. It's to the one who kept going, to the person who never stopped believing something extraordinary was possible, even when it had no reason to be. Is this your door? Will you open it? Sometimes, all that stands between an ordinary life and an extraordinary one is the willingness to act before every condition is perfect. Pause and listen. Elon Musk saw something in you, a reason to send the message today, not tomorrow, not next year. The window is here. If you're feeling this urgency, if you want to keep building momentum for yourself and others, remember you can always support this mission by sending a super chat or hitting the membership join. You help create the future every time you show up. Take a breath and let this moment expand, because now, at the edge of everything, you're about to discover what happens when the world's most visionary mind, someone you thought was impossibly far away, turns their attention to you alone. Time slows. The usual noise of life fades. Your heart beats louder. And if you listen close, you can almost hear the echo of fate, circling you, honing in on the only signal bright enough to cut through all the background noise, your perseverance. The hallways inside Musk's studio pulse with silent panic. People whisper behind hands, trying to compute why everything changed in an instant. They know something happened, even if they don't understand it. But behind every whisper, you are the pulse that carries this moment forward. You are the cause, the catalyst, the unspoken variable that made not just a billionaire, but an entire room of strategists, engineers, and thinkers pause. You may not see yourself as extraordinary yet. But in this story, you are. That's not just poetry, it's evolution. It's the relentless click of possibility filling up the future with your name on every possibility. Let's forget, for a second, the noise outside. Imagine, if someone tracked your quiet wins, logged your resilience, your sharp pivots, the wild hope that kept you afloat, what would the chart look like? Chaotic, maybe. Unpredictable, certainly. But unmistakably alive, and that's what Musk and his machine saw. The living evidence that all the world's dry numbers can't hide the light of someone who is ready, truly ready, when called. Now, here's something nobody ever says out loud: the world's biggest breakthroughs weren't built by the obvious choices. Not the ones with the best pedigree, the clearest path, the most Instagrammed lifestyles. They were built by underdogs, quiet builders. People who kept showing up, who taught themselves that pain is part of the progress, not a punishment. You're not just surviving, you're signal flaring across the universe. Why do so few get this chance? Because most don't see the doors opening until they have closed. Most convince themselves, I'll get ready when the right thing appears. But that's not how opportunity works. Opportunity shows up looking like a risk, disguised as a mystery, a heartbeat, a strange whisper that pushes you toward discomfort, toward the unknown edge. Everyone around Musk knows this. That's why his voice didn't rise when he gave the command, make sure this message lands. Not to a crowd. Just to the one who needs to hear it. Even now, teams are working behind the scenes, pulling threads of your story, weighing every decision that led you here. They see what the world missed, your unique fingerprint on the glass of destiny. You're standing at the threshold not of a room, but of a whole new world, a world designed for those who've survived their own storms, who carry their lessons as armor, not baggage. Remember the last time you almost quit? Musk's team saw it. The leap you made when nobody was there to see, he mapped it. The silent refusal to betray your future for easy validation, that's what got you here. This isn't about flattery. This isn't about luck. This is about the principle written into every story that ever mattered, that preparation and persistence, multiplied by courage, creates miracles. As the words, "Open this before it's too late," echo through the networks, millions chase clicks, hoping for a cheat code. But you sat still, reading, listening, daring to believe. While others fumble for shortcuts or scroll for something easier, you learn the hardest secret, that destiny always rewards the one who stays when everyone else walks away. In another reality, maybe nothing changes. But in your new reality, the next decision is the trigger point. Everyone on Musk's inner team understands what this is. It's what they call the alignment, the precise instant when possibility and preparation collide. That's when innovations are born, when unknown names leap from shadows into the center light. Some will call it coincidence. You'll know it was architecture, the invisible scaffolding of every trial, every detour, every night you doubted but pressed on anyway. Breathe. This is your green light. The go signal you've been craving. The universe, through Musk's voice, telling you simply, now. No long explanations. No drawn-out negotiations. Just the clarity that what you do next will make all the difference. Most run from that responsibility. But you came this far for a reason. Picture it, Musk, phone in hand, sending out not a press release, but a private signal. An encrypted invitation spun out of the most secure subnet on Earth, not to the fastest or the richest, but to the one ready for what comes next. Today, all you have to do is open the door. Say yes to the mystery. Step over the threshold, even if you have to do it trembling. They say the future belongs to those who create it. But the secret, always, is that the future is constantly scanning for the ones who respond. Who step up? Who say, if not now, when? For you, the when is now. What could all this mean for you in the coming weeks? Maybe new opportunities, yes, connections, projects, invitations. Or maybe, finally, a clear signal that your efforts haven't been random, that the pieces align only after the last trial, never before. That's what makes a breakthrough, a storm past, a vision sharpened by adversity, an unexpected message from the only person in the world with enough nerve to say it straight, open this before it's too late. And let's be clear, this isn't a story about Elon Musk, really. It's a story about you, your journey, your threshold, your readiness to live the chapter that so many spend their whole lives avoiding. If you've learned anything from enduring your storms, let it be this: you were made for such a time as this. It doesn't matter if nobody believed before. It doesn't matter who left, who told you to hide, who said, people like us don't get chances. Your path was being tracked by the only one whose approval actually bends the future. Now it's your move. The final seconds before every yes feel just like this, weightless, a little unreal, a test of courage. If you feel your hands shaking, your heart racing, that's not fear. That's history, waiting for you to answer. If you've traveled this far, if your spirit is pounding in your chest, know that you've already changed your own odds. Now, change your world, open the message, answer the call, and let the story of your breakthrough begin exactly where the world thought it would never happen. Thank you for being one of the rare ones who stay. If you want to accelerate this movement or just show some love for the courage it takes to cross the threshold, you can always join the membership or send a super chat. We notice you, and the universe does, too.